Hello, I'm Heather LaFall. I am a certified body code practitioner, and I'm out here on my farm hanging out with my Jersey cows because I want to tell you a story. So I have 3 Jerseys. I have Flower and Lila and Petunia. And let me introduce you to them. This one here, this one is Lila. Hey Lila, that's Lila's baby back there, that's Daisy. And this one over here, this one's Petunia. Oh, Petunia's gonna walk away from me. Hey, girl. Well, there she is. The backside of her. She doesn't really want to say hi. And then we have Flower. And I'd like to tell you a story about Flower. So, Flower gave birth just 2 days ago. She has a brand new little calf hiding out in the pasture, sleeping. And after she gave birth, so she's a first-time mom. She's never had a calf before. And a lot of first-time moms struggle to be milked. They have to learn how not to kick the bucket and how to be touched and milked, and that it's okay to go through this process. So I was working with Flower, and when I first touched her, she started kicking wildly. She did not want to let me touch her at all, and she was definitely engorged and in pain. I totally understand that pain. I've just had a baby myself about 2 months ago, so that engorged pain can be very difficult, especially when somebody's wanting to milk that out and pull down. So I worked with her. She was kicking, wouldn't stand still. So I ended up doing a farmer trick, which is basically tying. I tried 2 different methods. I tried tying her 2 legs together, which is called hobbling, and I also tried using a rope to tie one back leg to a post. In both instances, she still continued to kick, and at one point she kicked hard enough that she actually fell over, and so I untied the rope and got her back up and realized that that wasn't going to work. So I tried another farmer trick, which is to tie a rope around this part of her, right here, which is her belly, and that, when she lifts her leg, it actually expands her chest and it causes a little bit of pain and pressure, and cows don't like that. So she wasn't able to kick as hard, but she was still definitely kicking and moving out of my way and not letting me milk her. She was heavily engorged and at risk of getting either mastitis or milk fever, and I felt like I just needed to do something more drastic to help her. So I went to Body Code, and with the Body Code, I can ask Flower questions about what might be going on. So we all have 2 parts to us. We have our physical body that you can see and touch and feel, and then inside the physical body we have a spirit, or a subconscious. You can call it either one. And the subconscious is kind of like a hand fitting inside of a glove. So the glove is the physical body, and the subconscious, or the spirit, is like the hand. It allows the physical body to move and take on characteristics of its own and a life. And the subconscious mind is actually only aware of 0.1%. I don't even know, less than 0.01%. So I don't even know what the actual number is, but of the things that our brain can do and our subconscious knows. So our conscious mind is not aware of nearly as much as what our subconscious mind knows. And we have access to information through the subconscious mind about our entire life. Everything that has ever happened to us is stored in that subconscious memory. And the same thing is true with animals. They also have a subconscious, and they have, or a spirit, and they can answer questions through something called muscle testing. So what we do with muscle testing is, I can do it with my fingers, I can do it on my wrist like this. I'll push down, can't really see very well. You can have somebody hold their arm out like this, and you push down on their arm. And when you're muscle testing, if you ask a question, it's always a yes or no question, and if the answer is a yes, then the muscle is going to be strong, because the subconscious mind is going to react with that muscle and say, yes, that's a yes. So it's a strong response. If the answer is no, the answer is going to be a weak response. So what we can do is I can come out here with, I can muscle test on myself. I can say, my name is Heather, and that's nice and strong. I can say, I am a dog. Nope, not a dog. Nope. I can say, I am a horse. Nope, not a horse. I could say, I'm a human. Yes, I am definitely a human. So we can ask questions or make statements in a yes or no format and get answers. So how do we do this on someone else? We do it through something called surrogate or proxy testing, which means I come out here and instead of saying my name is Heather, getting a yes, my name is Heather, I would say, hey Flower, can I connect to you? And I would say, my name is Flower, and I get a yes on Flower. So I'm actually just making a connection to Flower. I am not Flower, obviously, but I just asked her permission to do some muscle testing for her, and her subconscious or spirit said, yes, you can do that. So my name is Flower. If I were to say my name is Heather, I'd get a no. Not because I'm not Heather, but because I am not muscle testing as Heather or getting answers for Heather. I am getting answers for Flower. So I'd say my name is Flower. And then I went through a series of questions. Is there something that is causing you to kick and fight when you feel me milking you? And when I tested that, I can't do it right now because that answer would now be no if I asked that. But when I asked it before, I got the answer of yes. And so I went through, I have a chart that I go through. Where is the problem? Is the problem in an energy, in your energy system? Is the problem in circuitry? Is the problem in a physical misalignment? Is the problem nutrition? I came up with a misalignment, and turns out that her kidneys were misaligned. That's a little odd. Don't usually find that in animals, but for whatever reason, her kidneys were kind of out of alignment. And I asked, why are your kidneys out of alignment? Well, I didn't ask why because that's not a yes or no question. I said, is there something in this chart that's causing your kidneys to misalign? And the answer is yes. So I go through the chart again. Is it in one of these categories? Is it in energies? No. Is it in energies? It was yes. Is it in trapped emotions? Yes. So there happened to be a trapped emotion. Now, trapped emotion is basically when you've experienced something. Every time we experience anything, we experience emotion with it. Good emotions process properly. We're supposed to feel good emotions. But sometimes we get negative emotions. We might feel anger or sadness or heartache or panic or fear. These are negative emotions that can actually get lodged or trapped in physical parts of our body. Our body doesn't know how to process those energies. So this trapped emotion had trapped in her kidneys somehow. It was a trapped emotion of insecurity. She definitely felt insecure. We got her about 6 weeks ago. We brought her over here to the farm, and it was at that point that she felt some insecurity. Leaving the home that she'd always known and moving to a new place, she was put into a completely, totally different environment, handled differently with different people. She felt some insecurity there. So I was able to release this insecurity, and I do that. I don't have a magnet with me, but I would take a magnet and I would run it down the governing meridian of my head, or if I'm out with her, which I am, I would run it down her governing meridian right here across the top of her back and spine. The governing meridian would go on her from here all the way down the spine down to the tail. So I would just rub it across the head, and I would have the intention and say, I want to release that trapped emotion of insecurity. And when we release the trapped emotion of insecurity, then I muscle test and I check, is that gone? Yes, that would be gone. And then I ask, is there anything else causing these kidneys to be imbalanced or misaligned? No, that was it. So I energetically realigned the kidneys with that same intention with the magnet down the governing meridian. And then I asked if there was something else. And there was another couple things that I had to release. Got them released and aligned and everything corrected. And then that was probably 2 in the afternoon that I did that yesterday. Came back around 7 in the evening to milk. She was kicking and thrashing worse than before. She did not want me to touch her at all. She kicked me in the shin. She kicked me in the elbow. She almost kicked me in the mouth. Nothing I could do to calm her down. She was very untouchable. And I felt discouraged. I felt like I just did that body code on her. Why isn't she responding to this? And I went back in the house and I went to bed and I was thinking, you know, I'm going to give her a week. If I can't get this figured out within a week, I'm going to sell her. So somebody else can train her how to milk, not me. So I got up this morning and I wasn't exactly sure what I would find. So I got up this morning, I came out and I went to go milk her. I tied her up and she stood there, peaceful and calm. And I went down to reach down to touch her udder, peaceful and calm. I gave a little squeeze. She kind of shifted, peaceful and calm. She allowed me to milk her this morning. She did shift a little bit because she's still very engorged and still uncomfortable. She was not kicking. Like, she did not do any kicking at all this morning. One kick, maybe one time, the first time that I touched, one of her teats was a little bit sore than the others, and she kind of kicked a little, but it wasn't a strong kick, it was gentle, and she was very peaceful the whole entire time that I milked her this morning. So I realized that she needed some processing time from those trapped emotions, which sometimes does happen when we release energies, negative energies, like a trapped emotion or anything. Sometimes, and often, sometimes the body will just need some time to process that overnight. She might have needed to go get some water, eat some food, readjust, allow everything to settle. This morning she milked absolutely perfectly. So I hope that helps to clarify and to understand a little bit more about what I do and how body code works and how I'm able to actually do body code on another person or animal. This works on animals, children, people of all ages. We can be present or not present. I can make that connection. I was actually in the house when I did that and made that connection with her instead of being out here with her. But it works both ways. So I will be sharing some more videos with a little bit more examples of how body code works and a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes and why we would want to use body code and emotion code to clear things out. So until next time.